Hi members, I'm S.L.Ager here, author of the Cadwallader Quest vocabulary novels for the 11 plus and their accompanying workbooks and notebooks. Thanks for Saba for inviting me to do the Q&A within the group, the 11 plus journey group. One of our members asked me if I could cover the kind of criteria and the test requirements for the Southwest Hertfordshire School Consortium, which I'm going to do today. I won't be touching on catchment for the individual schools because, again, I think that's something that really is incumbent on the parent to do, as the detail can change, and you need to look at all the schools individually. So we won't be discussing catchment, and also there are other schools in other grammar schools in Hertfordshire which don't fall within the consortium, so I'm actually not going to discuss those today either. So it is just going to be the Southwest Hertfordshire School Consortium. So let's get cracking. Okay, so the consortium consists of the following schools. Oh, and just before I continue as well, I've just been on their website, and in bright red it's still saying on their site as of today, which is the 29th of the 7th, that parents should continue to work with their children and prepare them as normal. So from my understanding, it doesn't look like they've set a delayed date yet. Anyway, going back to the schools in the consortium, there is Croxley Danes, and that has a music test only. I'll go into that a little bit more in a minute. Rickmansworth, St Clement Danes, Parmeters, Queens, and then there's Watford Grammar School for boys and Watford Grammar School for girls. They all have an academic and music test, except for, like I just said, Croxley, which is music only. Also, Queens has a separate PE aptitude test. Again, I'll touch on that in a moment. So the academic ability test, as they call it, which is we know as the 11 plus, consists of a maths and a verbal reasoning paper. And those papers, so there is no non-verbal reasoning in the consortium tests. The papers are set by GL and they're written for the consortium by GL. The maths paper takes about 50 minutes to deliver, and they are prepared specifically for the consortium, and they're based on Key Stage 2 curriculum of maths. However, from my experience, and this is not my neck of the woods, but it says based on Key Stage 2 curriculum, I would make sure that your child has covered all of the Key Stage 2 curriculum by the time they sit the 11 plus. So they probably need to be where they are at the end, or where the rest of their peers will be at the end of year 6. Verbal reasoning, GL style, takes about an hour. I've had a look on the consortium's website, and you can download familiarisation papers in both maths and verbal reasoning, and they were pretty good. They were quite extensive. A good free practice paper as well, to be quite honest. I don't know, I can't compare the difficulty. Anecdotally, I don't know if it's any harder, but it looked pretty realistic to me. And even if your child isn't sitting the Hertfordshire test and you just want a free practice paper, hop on there and download these papers. There's no fixed pass mark, so which indicates to me that changes, but the pass mark for the academic test is age standardised. So if you've got an August child, they'll get more marks. Okay, so music aptitude tests. Okay, so all the schools, apart from the school that just does the music aptitude test, holds a music aptitude test. There's 2 stages. The first stage is held after school. If the child is successful, they're invited back to a second stage, which is held during the school day, and they are deemed successful on the marks from the second stage. Now, it's worth noting that the music tests are not age standardised. So if you've got an August child, they're going to be marked exactly the same in exactly the same way as a September child. It's only the academic tests that are age standardised. Also, one of the schools, Queen's, has a sports aptitude test, okay? And that relates to that school only. So the other schools in the consortium don't have this PE aptitude test. And there is a really high demand and a response to this test. And the school do stress that only people with exceptional sporting ability and who live within the Queen's school catchment area has any chance or any realistic chance of achieving a place through that route. It is worth saying that all these schools do take children if they've got a sibling in there, although again, please do so. Children who have got siblings at Queen's wouldn't need to take the sports aptitude test, but again, please check each school's website because that criteria can change. I haven't looked at the admission criteria in great detail at all in terms of catchment or siblings. So to me, it seems that the criteria for this consortium is quite straightforward. It's GL, it's 2 papers, no non-verbal, and there is a music aptitude test should you want to take it. And you don't actually, the schools state that your child doesn't need any previous musical experience. They can sit the test on the merits of aptitude. So I hope that helps. Tutors, if I've missed anything out or got anything wrong, please do drop a message to me in the chat. If there's anything more that you can add over and above what I've said, then please do drop a message in the chat. And thanks again to Saba for inviting me to do the Q&As. Thank you. Bye. Bye.